drawings of my photographs. So here's my photographs. I put them on paper because I don't have, you know, the iPad situation going. So here is one of my photos. There's the drawing of it. Here's the next photo. There's the drawing of it. There's my third photo, and here is the drawing of it. Okay, so notice how I zoomed in, I cropped in on the items. I didn't try to stick all of it in the middle of the page, and I'm not worried that much about details or shading. I want it to be mostly a contour drawing. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to try to remember some of the things about composition that you learned when you did your Elements and Principles packet. Things like the L, the golden triangle, the spiral, those kinds of things are what you want to think about when you're arranging your final composition for your cubist style painting. So now I'm going to move over to the light table, and I'm going to really try to get my stuff arranged here in a way that looks good. Okay, you don't want to put everything in the middle. You want to make sure that you have an interesting composition. So there's that telephone, and I want my focal point to be, I don't know, not so much stuff. Okay, so if I put my final drawing paper over the top like this, where is the most stuff happening? And it looks like it's a lot of stuff happening right over here in this area. That may be too much. You want to kind of keep your areas that you're going to be painting, your big spaces, you want them to be a little bit bigger. So maybe I'm not going to use this drawing. Maybe I'm just going to use these other two. Okay, and I'm going to think about where I want my focal point to be. Maybe there isn't really a whole bunch of one because it's cubism, right? It's all over the whole page. You really, really, really want to make sure that you are not jumbling up a whole bunch of tiny stuff in one area. So as I'm drawing this and I'm going to transfer my lines, I'm going to not have a whole bunch of details. I might not do all of this over here. I do want to focus on the telephone because that's my favorite part of my items. I'm going to use this marker. So you do want overlapping shapes. Remember, in cubism there are overlapping shapes and you want them to look flat. You don't want a bunch of space showing. There shouldn't be depth. You just really want everything to be nice and flat and broken down into shapes. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of time doing this either. Picasso didn't, or it doesn't look like it, does it, in some of his stuff. So I'm not going to transfer that spot because I don't need to. I don't like that little weird shape there. I do like this. I think that's going to be really cool looking when I paint it. And then maybe I don't continue that shape on over. Maybe I just do that. And maybe I just do this. Okay? Every single line you should not be thinking about transferring. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of this on here. The other thing you don't want is any dangling lines. I don't know if you can see this on here. You don't want just lines ending. So I'm going to go ahead and extend that line right off my page, those two lines, so I don't have anything just hanging out. Everything should have a shape, a definite closed shape, because that's what you're going to paint. And remember, I'm using now on this part another piece of newsprint paper, tracing paper, because I'm going to get my canvas after this. Main things here are you do not want a whole bunch of little spaces in the middle of your page. You want some nice big open areas because you're going to be adding designs, patterns and designs and shading to your painting. So you don't want to have to deal with a whole bunch of little spots. How about this? I should probably extend this. Okay, how about that? I don't want to leave that laying there, hanging out with nothing to do.
Okay. I think it'd be neat to maybe not have
these lines in here. I'm gonna just make this line go around. It might make my eye, might make me have more movement to my painting when I'm finished. Make some shapes go in and out. I do like these parts, so I am gonna add them.
even though I think my paper moved. Oh wow, they don't matter.
It's cubism!
What about that? I probably should close that up. Maybe color fill these dudes in. What about this piece right here? Oops, better close it. I like that shape right there.
Here. Should I just do that, or should I make that extend? I think I'll extend it. And I'm going to divide that in there. What about that? I better close it.
If you leave some places, like if I don't transfer this line right here, this is going to make my eye move when the finished painting is done. This is going to be called an implied line, or implied shape. So it adds interest if you don't close every shape off. It adds a little bit of mystery to the painting. Mystery is good. Here, this is kind of a cool little doodad right here. So I'm going to repeat that and make sure I have that in there twice. So that it goes, oh, what is that?
I'm not sure what it is. One of Miss Borum's crazy antique things. Okay, now I'm going to turn this thing off and I'm going to look at it. That is pretty cool. So this is my focal point, I feel like. This is what I look at first, and everything else kind of makes my eye go over to here. So this would be in your composition words. This is going to be the L shape or the spiral. So here it goes. It goes woo, right in there. Okay? So that is how you are going to put your composition together, and now you're done. Then you'll trace it to your canvas, but that'll be another video. Thank you.